Welcome to Japanese Made Easy, where we use advanced techniques like pattern recognition and contextual learning so you can quickly and easily start speaking Japanese.
Welcome to episode 22 of the Japanese Made Easy podcast. In this episode, we'll be learning some new verbs you will often hear and use when living in Japan. And along with a few new vocabulary words and expressions, we'll be adding another counter. Let's jump right in. Just listen.
つける、つける、
See if you can figure out the meaning of
つける、
want to make coffee? Well, first put water in the coffee maker, put in a new filter, add coffee, make sure to turn it on, so power.
つける、
In order to power,
つける、
you just flip the switch. Let's try another one. My younger brother is afraid of the dark, so I always go into a room first and lights
つける、
so that he's not afraid. So
つける、
means to turn something on. Japanese is interesting, though. In English, we say turn on the lights or turn on the power, etc. In Japanese, they often just use the word for electricity, as in turn on the electricity, which we'll officially learn now. Recalling last episode, we heard a lot of words that started with den. For example, electric talk or phone.
電話、
Have you ever heard of the Japanese form of energy healing called reiki? Or how about using your ki in karate class? Put your energy or spirit into it. So let's combine the core concept of electric with spirit to get,
電気、電気、
which is the actual word in Japanese for electricity. Think electric spirit, electric flow. You tell me, what's the word in Japanese for electricity?
電気、
Okay, moving on. Using the coffee example, we put the coffee in the filter, put water in the coffee maker, then,
電気をつける、
by flipping the switch. So that my younger brother wasn't afraid of the dark, I would always go into the room first, reach over to the light switch, and
電気をつける、
the word
つける、
is often used in the sense of to attach something to something. So it's worth learning early on. So in a sense, this is like literally saying electricity o attach. It would translate as, for example, turn on the lights or turn on the coffee machine, turn on the power, basically turning on anything electrical. Okay, let's make that past tense. How might you ask, did you turn on the lights? Literally, electricity o attached?
電気をつけた？
Even though it's casual, we'll leave the o in there for now just to get a feel for where it belongs. You go to pour a cup of coffee, but oops, no coffee in the pot. You ask your roommate, did you turn on the power?
電気をつけた？
There are specific words for lights, lamps, power, etc., but this is just how the idea of turning something on generally is expressed. Your roommate replies, yeah, turned on.
うん、つけたよ。
Including the word coffee maker, try asking, did you turn on the coffee maker?
コーヒーメーカーをつけた？
How might you say, I turned on the TV?
テレビをつけた。
Here's an easy cognate.
エアコン、エアコン、
Or air conditioner.
エアコン、エアコン、
Another example of the tendency to shorten words. To cool off a room, we can,
エアコンをつける、
or turn on the air conditioner. Ask a family member, did you turn on the air conditioner?
エアコンをつけた？
Think fast. The Japanese word for electricity is made up of what two core ideas? Electric and spirit. What's the word?
電気、
So now we know how to turn things on. Let's ask if they turned something off. Please repeat.
消す、消す、
Oh no, turn the car around. I think I forgot to
消す、
the burners in the kitchen. Let's make some shadow puppets with our hands. First,
消す、
all the lights. This word means to put out, extinguish, and also to erase. From here on out, we'll drop the O's in casual speech, so it's completely natural. What is Megumi asking?
エアコン消した？
Air conditioning or air conditioner turned off? Extinguished, put out, erased? Naturally, of course, just, did you turn off the air conditioner? Yes, turned it off.
うん、消したよ。
Remember, instead of a specific word for lights, we use electricity. So how would you ask, did you turn off the lights?
電気消した？
Say, yeah, turned off.
うん、消したよ。
Let's run through the polite versions really quick. To turn on the power or turn on the lights,
電気つける、
polite.
電気をつけます。
Ask somebody, did you turn on the power?
電気をつけましたか？
Answer, yes, I turned it on.
はい、つけました。
Still polite Japanese, ask somebody if they turned on the TV.
テレビをつけましたか？
Answer, yes, I did. More literally, yes, I turned it on.
はい、つけました。
Casual Japanese, try saying, I'll turn off the lights.
電気を消す。
And polite?
電気を消します。
Ask, did you turn off the power or did you turn off the lights?
電気を消しましたか？
Did you turn off the air conditioning or air conditioner?
エアコンを消しましたか？
All right, let's take a break.
And now here's your tip of the day from Japanese Made Easy.
And back to the driving test. So 2 weeks passed and I was ready to take the driving test again. An unexpected and funny aspect was that other people who are going to take the driving test are passengers in the car. I know, weird, right? Fortunately, I got to be the passenger while a young woman took her test. So I got to see the course one more time. So she made it about 3 minutes into the course, then when asked to back up, didn't realize that the back tire had gone up onto the curb. She continued to go back, which is an automatic fail. The instructor told her to go back to the start. We changed places and it was my turn. Lots of pressure. It was raining fairly hard too. At a glance, that seems like a bad thing, but actually it meant that the windshield wipers were on the entire time. So I didn't have to worry about turning them on when I wanted to signal. Lucky, actually. I start driving the course, following directions, parallel park, back in and out of tight spaces, doing really well, and make it all the way to the very end, the home stretch. And the instructor asks me to change lanes and then pull into the final parking spot. I messed up the lanes change. I think I didn't signal at the right time or something. Not even sure, actually. But I could tell when he was writing the final evaluation, he was thinking about whether or not he should let me pass. Kind of shaking his head. In Japanese, of course, he started to say, well, there was that final mistake, and... With that, my mind was racing. I could feel the fail was coming. I was thinking, no way do I want to come back in 2 weeks and go through this again only to possibly fail on the smallest mistake. I have to convince him. And so I tried. I said, but I passed, right? Again, he says, well, that lane change was... I interjected, I know it wasn't great, but I did the whole course well, so I passed, right? Then, lighthearted, of course, this is all Japanese, I said, oh, come on, I drove well. Let's just call it a pass. Just a small mistake. Come on, I passed, yes? He sighed and said, okay, and marked it as passing. After that, I went into the facility to get my license, and the young woman who also took the test was there. She said that it had been her 11th try. That's how strict the test was. Anyway, what's the tip? Persistence. I don't mean persistence in persuading someone to do something. I mean stick to it. When I came to Japan, I only knew a couple of phrases. Later, after sticking with it, I was able to convince a driving instructor to let me pass a test I had actually failed, but all in Japanese. I was actually more proud of that than anything. It's been a while, so let's learn another counter now that the others should be well under control. How many pieces of paper on the table?
1枚
We heard ichi and then something, so we'll assume 1. How many old CDs on the table?
1枚
Also just 1. How many envelopes?
2枚
2. 3 people will be eating dinner, so how many placemats do we need?
3枚
One more person joins us for dinner, making 4. How many plates do we need?
4枚
What do pieces of paper, plates, music CDs, placemats, and envelopes have in common? Of course, they are relatively thin, flat objects. What you're hearing is
まい枚1枚2枚3枚4枚
Speaking of envelopes that are left in the package, how would you translate this question?
何枚ある？
Literally, what, then the counter for the type of thing, in this case flat objects, exists? What number of flat things in question exist?
何枚ある？
Tell them 3 exist. Naturally, there are 3.
3枚あるよ
Oops, we miscounted. You notice and say, oh, sorry, there were only 2.
あ、ごめん2枚だった
This
あ、
is just a sound,
ごめん
is a short casual form of a more serious formal apology.
ごめんなさい
Megumi, what did you say to the older lady when you stepped on her toe?
ごめんなさい
A serious apology was called for. How about when you stepped on my toe?
あ、ごめん
Uh-huh. Anyway. Referring to plates on the table, ask how many there are.
何枚ある？
Answer, there are 4.
4枚あるよ
Oops, you notice there are actually only 3. Oh, sorry, there were only 3.
あ、ごめん3枚だった
Try asking how many 9-volt
電池、
there are. Start with batteries regarding.
電池は何個ある？
Same question but polite.
電池は何個ありますか？
A 9-volt denchi is small, fits in the palm of your hand, so, like a tomato, we'll count it with ko. Answer, there's 1.
1個あるよ
There are 2.
2個あるよ
There are 3.
3個あるよ
So what if there aren't any? Listen to the question and answer.
電池は何個ある？
電池電池ないよ
There we used the casual version of
ありません
which is just
ない
doesn't exist. I'll say some vocabulary in English. You think of the word in Japanese and then say there aren't any, using this really natural delivery in Japanese. For example, I say battery, you say
電池電池ないよ
okay, light bulb.
電球電球ないよ
Smartphones.
スマホスマホないよ
Be careful with this next one. People from France.
フランス人フランス人いないよ。
Did you remember to change it from nai to inai? If so, very well done. Say there aren't any t-shirts.
T シャツT シャツないよ。
Last one, at the electronics shop, no microwave ovens.
電子レンジ電子レンジないよ。
All right, just about done. Using the counter we just learned earlier, counting, for example, tickets or pieces of paper, plates, napkins, maybe even iPads. Talking about pieces of paper, how would you say there's one in casual and then polite Japanese?
1枚あるよ。1枚ありますよ。
Two.
2枚あるよ。2枚ありますよ。
Three.
3枚あるよ。3枚ありますよ。
Last little section and we'll wrap it up. Recalling from the beginning of this lesson, for all of these, we are the person doing the action. Given that, how would you translate
エアコンつけた。
I turned on the air conditioner? Try translating this.
エアコンつけました。
Same thing, but it was polite. And this?
電子レンジ消した。
I turned off the microwave oven. And this?
電子レンジを消しました。
Same thing, but polite. And how about this?
電気つけた。
I turned on the lights or I turned on the power to something. Polite Japanese, try saying I turned on the lights or I turned on the power to something.
電気をつけました。
All right, that about does it. For the shorter practice exercise version, go to JapaneseMadeEasy.com and practice, practice, practice. See you in the next episode.
This has been another episode of Japanese Made Easy. For additional practice audios and downloads, visit JapaneseMadeEasy.com.